Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Rift News. I can't believe it, we survived both April Fools and the March content drought. And we were rewarded with an incredible amount of news to talk about, so as always, let's start with League. On live servers, of course, we got April Fools. During this time, whenever you queue into a normal game, and because Riot made a mistake also in a ranked game, minions will react to what you do with emotes. This includes last hitting, aces and pentakills. Also, you may randomly summon hordes of ducks, and every time you recall, there is a chance you may become a random object from the Summoner's Rift. That's pretty much it, so this year, not much has happened. At least compared to Earth from the past. I wonder if this means that Riot is still focusing on the big summer event. Hopefully we will see a new game mode there. Besides this, the Anima Squad, which we have talked about last time, was released. They got their own very fancy trailer, and in your client you may take a quiz to see which one you would fit. Also, on some servers for a few hours, Riot accidentally released the Song of Nunu release bundle. No, this does not mean that Song of Nunu has been released. What this means is that Song of Nunu was delayed, and originally it was supposed to be releasing on the 30th. And even though the game was delayed, someone forgot about the release of the bundle. So all we really know is that this was supposed to be the day Song of Nunu would release. Besides this, the Mythic Overhaul is also live. Essentially, Hextech gems and prestige points merged into one currency. That's really it so far. It doesn't feel like a massive change, so we'll see what they do with it in the future. But remember, from now on, prestige skins will be on a rotation. So the first rotation is up right now. Speaking of which, you may remember that those of you who owned the original prestige skins get an extra prestige chroma, because the original prestige skins were supposed to be limited. Now, there were a lot of people who felt disappointed when seeing these prestige chromas. Essentially, it was just a different variation of the prestige colors. Nothing mind-blowing, and often it was really hard to spot. So, Riot listened to the feedback. They heard our jokes about champagne pink, so they dialed down the champagne and dialed up the pink. Best example is Caitlyn. Her legs are now pink. Honestly, the change feels so small, I don't think it was necessary. Now, on Twitter, some writers defended the idea behind prestige skins. And they said that prestige skins are champagne pink because they like to keep their luxury feeling. To which I say, you know there is more to luxury than just white and gold, right? What about black and gold? Rose gold is not the only luxurious thing. So yeah, I kinda understand Riot's point of view on this. They wanna make sure all the prestige skins feel luxurious in the same way, but come on, you can get more creative. Now, while that is it when it comes to live servers, we also got news on PBE. There Riot teased new entries into the Arcana skin line. This skin line was very popular because it had a very unique feel. And I'm glad to say the new entries are amazing as well. First of all, there is Ari, who has an amazing design when it comes to her tails. But also, the spell animations are brilliant and her orb is now a card. It's still wrapped as an orb because you don't want to mistake her for Twisted Fate. Then there is Hecarim. Thank God he's not a human. I was low-key expecting it after the last one. But once again, the spells are amazing and the colors are great. Then there is Rakan and Xayah. Both are awesome too. I have nothing bad to say really. However, as you may know, all of these skins are themed around the turret cards. The cards always appear in the recalls. And the same goes for Rakan and Xayah. However, they also have the combined recall. And when you perform the combined recall, there is no card. Right now we are not sure if that's just a bug or if it is impossible to implement. But just know that there is no card when they recall together. And then there is Rise. Now, this entire skin line is based on spell effects, and since Rise is 90% spells, yeah, he looks amazing. This skin line was made for him, it's basically Evil Rise. And even though Rise is not supposed to be wearing a mask, he has one. And I have to say, it looks great. Just, Riot, don't do it the other way. Since this skin line is vividly red, all the chromas drastically change the champions as well. And even though all the colors are pretty much the same, Rise just looks the best. Then, besides new skins, some champions are also getting new visual effects. Leona got her fires tuned so they look more mystical. Even her sword now has the golden Targonian glow. And her spell effects also have the Targonian runes. Orianna now finally looks more hextechy. Now she actually does fit in with the Arcane squad. Especially her W and her ultimate look awesome. And as a bonus, Orianna's ball now has an indicator. And then we also got an update for Shaco. And oh god, does that look awesome. Instead of getting demonic or shadowy spells, they leaned heavily into who Shaco is. Not according to the lore, there is nothing there. But they leaned heavily into the theme of illusions. And so now, all his spells have a chromatic color distortion over them. And that's what gives you that amazing feel. If anything, it made Shaco very unique. Lastly, on the merch store, Riot released a new Lux statue, which was then followed up by 2 more plushies for Scuttlecrab and Renekton, and 3 more hats, one for Tibbers, a bee, and a Poro. The best thing about these is, none of them are green and I can wear them on a green screen. But that is all the news around League, so now on to TFT. In TFT there are 2 new things. Silco's voice lines finally arrived. Up until now, Silco had just sound effects but no actual voice. So Jason Spicek got back into the studio and voila, he can now talk.
Welcome to my assembly.
The other thing is that Riot accidentally patched in some of the files from the next TFT set onto the current PBE. Mostly the files are links to new booms and everything else that is there every single set. But there was a file that confirmed that we will have a Bard tooting around, and there is also a file for Phantom Nacho Chonk Apple Me Pizza Dragon. That is it for TFT as well, so now on to Legends of Runeterra. There, Riot is trying a new way to patch the game. Besides just normal card balancing, they will also release new cards. These just aim to improve some decks. But more importantly, everyone likes to see new skins, and this time we got Infernals. Now, a lot of people may know that I don't really like Infernal skins in League of Legends. It's all just bunch of fire all around. However, I should note that it is mostly the models in the game that look the same and not very special. The art is always amazing, and you know what Legends of Runeterra is? Nothing but art. So here, the skins are actually awesome. There is Infernal Shen, who is a legendary and therefore he also has a level up animation. Then there is Infernal Kennen, who also has a new effect for his Mark of the Storm. And then there are the normal skins, including Infernal Pantheon, Infernal Galio, and Infernal Swain, who has bats instead of his ravens. All of this also comes in with a new board called Magma Chamber, which is an obvious reference to the 1v1 map in League of Legends. And we also get new Guardians, which means Infernal Poro, Infernal Gloomtooth, and Infernal Silverwing. And all of this gets topped off with a new card back. But that is it for Legends of Runeterra as well, so now into Wild Rift. When it comes to Wild Rift, not much is happening here. We talked about all the news here last time, but the April Fool's skins were released. They made some pretty funny April Fool's jokes on their Twitter, and the Elemental Dragon queue is up as well. But that is it for Wild Rift, so now on to Valorant! In Valorant we got Wide Joy. This is the official trailer. In case you don't remember, there was a bug where Wide Joy's card was way too wide. And the community liked it, so as Riot does it every now and then, they turned the joke into reality. Now in the trailer it says that it is a one-day access that started yesterday, but you can actually log into Valorant for the next week and get some nice Wide Joy goodies. But that is it for this episode of Rift News. I was expecting more drastic things from April Fools, but you know, it's likely that Riot is actually focusing on what's going to come in the summer. They have a reputation to fix, you know. So this time around, if anything, we learned that there is going to be a lot of fire all around, and we know why there was no content in March. It's because Song of Nunu was delayed. So, when is it releasing? Riot, don't you dare release it out of nowhere again. Last time it happened, it scarred me for life.